Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nation pregame show. I'm Josh. This is Jay. I gotta turn the volume down on my phone so that you can actually hear me. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit just to make sure the volume is working. Initially, welcome. Wow. We got a lot to talk about today, Jay, but first of all, I think the first thing we should touch on is the weekend that was for the Edmonton Oilers. Just wow. Wow.
Yeah, that was good. I went on a passionate rant on Nation Real Life yesterday, but Friday, bit of a snooze fest. Kind of an uninspired game, but you know what? The Oilers got the job done. We won 2-1. Wow. We take the victory. That's what it's all about. And then all of the emotion and energy and excitement all kind of poured into Saturday night. And that game was amazing. First off, Sam Bennett, who is on the Schneid, who's in the doghouse, who's requested a trade, made a mistake.
He did.
He took a liberty on Slater Kukuk and unfortunately broke his collarbone and he's out for the season. But what he did is he woke up the Oilers, is what he did. Jujar came, answered that call, fed Sam some I guess, late night lunch, and, the boys were buzzing. Like, we absolutely systematically demolished the Calgary Flames. We just shelled Markstrom, which is something we needed to do. Sure, we gave up some shots, but we reduced all the high danger stuff. So, there was not 1 second this entire weekend, that even includes Friday night snooze fest, where I didn't feel stressed.
No.
Normally I'm sitting there and I'm losing my shit because I'm oh my God, we're giving up all these chances. It's just a matter of time before something goes in because all this pressure. No, I felt so calm all weekend and I was just getting excited, especially on Saturday with all those goals. It was electric.
It really is just a change of the tide for this team right now. I know we always drink the Kool-Aid, but there's just this is the new reality for being an Edmonton Oilers fan. Is it too early to say that? Is it bad? Is it bad that I just said that?
I know, we never want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but the reality is the boys are buzzing. They've won 9 of the last 11.
Yeah.
That's no joke. Doesn't matter who they've been playing against. And they've been beating some top competition. Yeah. But this weekend was about making a statement. It was okay, Flames, you beat us 2 weeks ago. That's on us. That wasn't on you. And we're here to prove it. And so that, for me, was really good to see, to really kind of belittle the Flames and kind of push them down the standings, because that's an 8-point swing. That's an 8-point swing against the Flames. To me, that just warms my heart.
It really was an 8-point weekend.
It was.
It literally was an 8-point weekend. As always, it's the Nation pregame show presented by Deuce Vodka. We're so glad that you guys decided to tune in with us today. As always, we invite you to be a part of the conversation. Hit us up on Twitter or Facebook. We'll try to answer as many of your questions as we can. But for now, let's get you set for tonight's matchup. First of all, of course, the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Vancouver Canucks. This is going to be the first time these two teams have played since the Oilers shelled Thatcher Demko in his 5-3 defeat, I think it was, the second game of that series. Connor McDavid had a hat trick. Of course, that was the opening series for both of these teams this season. Now, since then, the Edmonton Oilers now sitting at 12-8 on the season, 24 points. That puts them second in the Scotia North Division, while the Vancouver Canucks not really headed in a great direction for them right now.
I've got a beef with the Canucks. Canucks, you were beating Winnipeg. You were leading 3-1 the other night, and then you just let them back into the game and turn that into a 3-point game.
Yeah.
That would have been a huge loss for Winnipeg for us. How dare you do that? Don't think we didn't notice what you did. And that's why we're coming in hot tonight. We're in van. We're coming in hot because shame on you for doing that. That's embarrassing.
Like Jay mentioned, the Canucks are coming off an overtime loss against the Jets. They dropped both of those games against the Jets. Their record now sits at 8-12 on the season, putting them 6th, also known as second last in the Scotia North Division. A team that coming into this season, Jay, was kind of on that fence in the 4, 5, 6 range. A lot of people were saying that it was going to be the Canucks, Jets, Oilers, and Flames that were all going to be battling for those 3, 4, 5 positions, and 6, I guess. But it's such a mixed bag on this team right now because they have a lot of good tools. Brock Besser is having a great start to the season. Elias Pettersson started slow, but that second line has really picked it up now. But I think it's just really just a lack of depth for them right now. You know, they got Quinn Hughes in the back end. He's been playing great. There are people saying that he's getting look as being the Norris winner already this season, which I don't totally agree with. But
Darnell Nurse is knocking on his door, which is weird to say. But anyways.
Well, according to Trophy Tracker, I don't know if it's the website, this Trophy Tracker. I was talking to Nation Down about this afternoon on State of the Nation. They were saying that in the North Division, this website, they always track like Trophy Watch of who's going to win the different awards. And they're saying in the North Division right now, Quinn Hughes would be the favorite to win the Scotian North Norris with Darnell Nurse right behind him. I completely disagree. I think that it should be Jeff Petrie and Darnell Nurse kind of jockeying for 1 and 2 in the Scotia North. I like Quinn Hughes. He's a good player. He's like -12 in the season. Like he's got 2 goals. He's got 16 assists. He's got 2 goals.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. The thing with Vancouver is they had a pretty awesome playoff run in the return to play season.
They did.
But, you know, they don't have Markstrom, who we shelled and proved maybe he's not as good as everyone thinks. But anyways, they miss him.
Markstrom's human.
They miss him. Losing Tanev, losing Toffoli, like those are...
Toffoli was the big piece
Toffoli was big. Well, even Tanev does, like, yeah. Anyways.
And unfortunately, they lost them to 2 teams that are now in their division.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a tough... It was a tough spill there for the Canucks.
Yeah.
But, okay, let's jump into the Oilers lines. As always, the McNuggy top line. We'll talk about it
the
after.
Dynamic duo of McNuggy.
The dynamic duo of
McNugnugs.
McNuggy plus Puljujärvi is always
Finish McNugs.
Is always going to be that first line. Second, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Cahoon, according to DFO and this afternoon's morning skate. They're going to put that second line back together, which we saw that last game. And then third line, Jujar, Archibald, and Ennis.
Love it.
Right now,
band is back together.
Yeah, we love that line. The fourth line is kind of up in limbo right now. Gaetan Haas is going to be the center. Alex Chason is going to be on that line as well. We're not sure if it's going to be Nygaard or Russell. One of the two.
I think if they called Russell off,
it's going to be Russell.
It's going to be Russell.
Yeah.
The one that you're going to get from Patrick Russell, well, Gregor in his not so obvious game day prediction is predicting Russell to score because that his only goal that he had was against Vancouver that got called back, so his prediction is that he might score tonight. But you'll get with Patrick Russell, you're guaranteed one thing: he is going to put in the effort.
No, Patrick Russell has one other goal. Do you know when it was?
Not what? Oh, in the preseason.
No, not preseason. It was the
against
Calgary. The play-in exhibition game
right.
against Calgary,
That's
and he scored it. And remember, we were at Campio.
Yeah.
We all looked at each other and we're like, that did not just happen. But it doesn't qualify as an NHL goal, so we're so sad.
But he's going to put in a hard work and effort, and he'll make, he finishes his checks. He'll make life difficult for the Canucks.
We like Patrick Russell. He's a feel-good story.
You know what you get? Tip has a lot of trust in him, obviously, because he knows what he's going to get, and he's going to get a solid effort.
No.
Probably not getting any points, but solid effort.
Okay, looking on the back end here, Nurseberry, that combo's going to stay together. According to when I was looking at the stats yesterday, they might be different. Of course, there's NHL games last night, but according to yesterday, Jay, I tweeted this out. Nurse and Barry combined as a defensive pair in the NHL are second in goals for in the entire league as a combo when they're on the ice for their team. So I know it's kind of there's a lot of different elements to that stat, but essentially when that combo's on the ice, they are the second most scoring pair. That doesn't mean they scored. It just means they generate offense and they get the puck moving in the other direction. But that's the scouting report on Tyson Barrie, and it's starting to be on Darnell Nurse too.
Well, here's the thing. This feels surreal to me, so that's why I don't know how to process this. Like this is we're talking about Oilers defensemen in the upper echelon of the NHL defenseman conversation. So to me, this is a little bit mind blowing.
It's wild.
We're very we're getting very strong output from them and performance from them, and that's a big contributing factor to why we've been buzzing.
Yep.
That's all we needed. That first 9 games, it's a tale of 2 teams right now. Like this is the team who we thought the Oilers were going to be, and they just had to figure it out. I think we actually really needed a preseason. We had so many new pieces in play.
Yeah.
Like even just figuring out that whole right shot on the power play
it changed everything.
Changed everyone. Everyone was just lost.
Whoa, Tyson Barrie's flawed.
Yeah.
He's not a fit on this team.
Yeah.
Look at him now. Look at him now.
Yeah.
The second combo is going to be Russell and Larson. Where it gets interesting for me is that third pair, our guy Caleb Jones, finally drawing back in the lineup. Caleb, we don't know what you did to Dave Tippett, but I hope you guys have settled your beef and you've made your way into the lineup.
I don't think it's a beef. There's
I'm just kidding.
Tippett's really had a reason. Like everyone else has been playing good enough. He's just been pushed back. So Caleb, I know you're not watching this. Your
might
mom
be. Might be.
Your mom might be. Your
Could.
mom's very active on social media. She's fantastic. Here's your chance, man.
Yep.
I'd love to see you back because, you're the future for us. So, play with Dad. Dad will calm you down.
Dad, it's good to have a calm presence of
It's
your
good
dad.
to play with Dad.
Yeah.
Knowing Dad, so Caleb's left, right?
Caleb's the left side, Bouchard's the right side.
Yeah, perfect. So
And the reason that this can work is because if Ethan Bear was to be drawing back into the lineup, that would probably mean Caleb Jones wouldn't. So it's kind of the Oilers back end. We're going to talk about it later, but it's kind of a limbo right now because if Ethan Bear were to draw back in, you're not going to take Evan Bouchard out, which means Evan Bouchard is probably going to slide to the left side, and then Ethan Bear is going to play on that third pair right side. So then it's like, okay, if we have a healthy Ethan Bear, Willie Lagesson, and even looking at next season, Oscar Klefbom, we're not going to get into it right now because who knows what's going to happen next season. But the future...
the cupboards are deep. It's
film,
really weird.
It's weird. And then we didn't even mention Philip Broberg. Like this,
He's coming.
If you had to ask me my prediction for what this Oilers top 6 defense is going to look like next season, I would have no idea. No idea. I know one thing is that it's going to include Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard, and I won't even give a guarantee to Ethan Bear. I know fans don't want to see that, but it's going to include 2 people, Darnell Nurse and Evan Bouchard, and I have no idea about the rest of them. No idea.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
It's a good problem to have. Okay, Mike Smith is going to start in goal tonight. Jay, what's your opinion on that? I like the call, going back to Smitty.
Yeah, we're going, yeah. It's this, it's the Oilers goaltending duo for Vezina. Like, the two combined are working out very well. Mikko clearly plays better when he's rested. We've proven that because he had to play all those games and he started stinking. And now that we've got Smith coming in and taking up some of those games and playing extremely well for us, I think he's got something to prove too because kind of the nature of and the reaction to maybe from the fan base.
Yeah.
He wants to show us wrong, and hey, I'm happy. Like, let's all wear egg on our face proudly when Mike Smith just keeps playing the way he's playing.
Yep.
Bounces back from that stinker he had against Winnipeg, and gets us a win. Like the tandem right now is working. We went to Calgary, we won. Mikko came to Edmonton, we won. I'm happy.
Technically, right now, Mike Smith is undefeated on the season. Of course, because of the way the NHL rules work. Since the game-winning goal was against Mikko Koskinen, that loss gets credited to him, which means Mike Smith right now, if you look at his numbers, like just as an outsider, he's having a great year.
Elite.
He's elite is what I would also classify it as. He's technically 4-0, 940 save percentage, which is good enough to put him 4th in the NHL. And then, where's Thatcher Demko on here? I'm having to scroll so far down here, it's going to take me a minute to even find it. But honestly, there it is. Thatcher Demko, he's 4-7 on the season with a 901 save percentage. So he's just flirting with staying above 900 right now, Jay. The last time these two teams met, as I mentioned, McDaddy had a hat trick. So I know on the weekend, we saw him. Oh, he's getting the hat out. You should throw it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That was a good thing you did.
Hopefully that translated well on camera.
But, McDavid, we can see him, we've talked about this in the past, is that it's kind of, doesn't it not just feel like a decision for him when he's going into a game? It's like, okay, let's let the other guys
Like,
have
I
fun.
wish it was because he would just be like that every night. But, like, you can tell in the first 3 minutes of the game if Connor McDavid is going to go
if he's
ham.
going. Yeah. Okay. We got to get into this. Nuggy talk.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
How adorable.
Okay, so if you didn't hear it, I had no idea about this until I got to Little Brick this afternoon, and Jay pulled up the clip and showed it to me. Can you just explain to the people what happened this morning?
So in Leon Draisaitl's media availability today, he got asked a question about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' leadership, and Dry called him Nuggy.
Where is that coming from?
Well, obviously it's a playoff Nuge. It's like the evolution of Nuge. Like, that's how nicknames go. You start with one. I've got like 10 nicknames, and I am here for Nuggy.
He's grown. He's matured. He's no longer Nuge. And when we can pack fans into Rogers Place once again, and when they announce his goal, it's not going to be Nuge. It's going to be Nuggy. I don't know if it'll translate.
I hope it does, because it's so on brand for the Nuge, because the Nuge is a timeless wonder. You know, Bouchard's dad, Nuge is a child, Nuggy is a name for a child.
Just big time, like teddy bear
so
vibes.
Cute,
like
little Nuggy.
He's like a golden retriever. He's
Nuggy.
Nuggy.
No, yeah, I hope Nuggy sticks. I know we're gonna beat that horse dead here at the Nation, so hopefully it does translate.
If
potentially a t-shirt,
but not before the Hammer t-shirts.
We're working on that. Yeah, we need.
There's about 500 t-shirts we got
There's
going.
like, yeah, we need, Any of you graphic designers that do t-shirt designs, please DM us because we need some help.
Honestly, with this whole Nuggy thing, I feel like if we can get behind a nickname Lake Crowd, then we can probably get behind Nuggy because that's ridiculous.
Well, like I said, I've talked to my friends in Finland, and the translation doesn't necessarily compute that way. So we're working on that. We've got another kind of angle we're going to take for pool party, so we'll see.
Okay, all right. We're going to enter our Deuce Vodka mode player of the game. Jay, did you prepare?
Oh, perhaps.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I've got one.
Okay, I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta think about what I want to call the mode. Oh, you know what? I've got it.
Okay.
I've got it.
I hope you don't take mine.
So I'm gonna try to add some story here. So there was someone who got sent away. You know, if you love something, set it free, and if love is true, he comes back.
Yes.
Cahoon was set free, and now he's back with his boy, Leon Nuggy, nickname Nuggy creator Dreisaitl. That was a tough one to get out.
Good job. That was good.
And I think he's going to be inspired by that, and I think he's going to take advantage of the opportunity. So we want, I'm trying to think of the term here, we want Cahoon to enter, I'm going to say it, like make-up sex mode. They're back together. They were broken up, set free, love has brought them back. We need him to come and perform. I am actually putting my money where my mouth is. And
Whoa! You're going to bet on it.
I'm betting on a Cahoon goal.
I absolutely love it.
Huh.
You executed that perfectly. That soliloquy was exactly what I'd expect from you,
Yes,
Jay.
thank you.
All right. I have two. Which one do I want to go with?
Oh,
I have
okay.
two. I'm going to go with one of them.
And then say what your second one is, 'cause I'm curious.
The second one's not even that funny, though.
Okay.
My first one that I'm going to say is, tonight, I want to see Connor McDavid enter... I don't even know what the term for it is. It's like it happened here, but I'm going to call it here. I want Connor McDavid to enter Edmonton meteor mode. You know, the meteor that we saw in the sky?
Oh, so relevant. That's Edmonton pop culture right there.
Timely. Yeah. Everyone's seen that video by now. I'm sure. If you haven't, wow.
And there was 9,000 tweets all referring to that meteor as
Connor McDavid.
But why not?
Actually, no, I'm changing it. I want Patrick Russell to enter Edmonton meteor mode. And just...
He's just meteored back into the lineup unexpectedly.
Into the goal. Woo!
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And for it to be allowed.
Yes, and not
An
against...
allowed goal for Patrick Russell.
And not against the Flames in an exhibition prelim game.
Oh, man, if he gets another disallowed goal, that'll be great.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Okay, that's mine. Let's talk about a little bit about the defense depth. While we're talking about that, our next segment's going to be some questions. I know we've had a couple on Facebook already, but if you're watching right now, Facebook or Twitter, throw some questions, some concerns, some hot takes at us.
Concerns,
as always.
yes. File all the concerns, DM Josh with concerns.
Yes, you can DM me at Josh T. Park on all platforms. I will address your concerns. Kate, let's talk about the back end here. You know, it's interesting. We kind of talked about it as well, the dynamic with, Evan Bouchard playing the right side, maybe shifting over to the left side. Jay, let's say at the same time we have Willie Legason come back to full health and Ethan Bear come back to full health. Those are two guys that ideally you would like to have in your lineup. What do? Are you going back to playing 7 defensemen and get them both in there and then taking one of those guys out? Or what's the deal? What are you doing? Are you taking Chris Russell out? Are you taking Caleb Jones out?
I think you have to take... I think Legason has played well enough to earn a spot. Russell's been playing good of late. Jones, if Jones doesn't blow our socks off, then he is easily, movable.
Yeah.
But then I don't know what you do with Bear. We can't be running 7D.
No, we can't be. The biggest thing I want to express is that tonight it's important that if Caleb Jones doesn't have a standout, absolutely amazing game, that's okay. He hasn't played hockey he hasn't played in-game action in 19 days. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. If you think about the span of time that he's been out of the lineup, if this was a regular season, how many games he missed? I don't know, 7 maybe it's been since he's been in the lineup. If this is a regular season, 7 games stretches over a span of 18 to 21 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to expect that when he comes in the lineup tonight, it's not going to be all glitz and glam for him. There's going to be some hiccups, but that's okay.
I think he keeps it simple. I think
Yeah.
it's about going in and putting in a solid performance and not making any mistakes.
Yep.
Is probably his focus, and then I guess picking his spots when he kind of takes his chances.
Yep. Andrew earlier chimed in and said, "Weird seeing the Oilers have forward depth. Also, it's awesome." And yeah, there's depth all across the board for this team right now.
Yeah. We reek of depth. It's
Yes.
amazing. To go back to the 7D comment actually that I made, I might want to retract that, because if we go 7D,
Then
that means we're double shifting Connor McDavid.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong with double shifting Connor
There's
McDavid.
nothing
There's
wrong
nothing
with
wrong with that. So I'm actually okay with that now that I thought that through.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about money here. Oilers are minus 125.
Oh, let's talk about money. I hope people listened to my advice last week, because I said Connor hat trick, Connor 3 points. That cashes in very dear.
Yeah.
I made a little bit of money this weekend. Another reason why I'm smiling right now. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've got my account a little bit padded so I can make some bad choices this week.
I wish I followed Jay's advice. I'm still on a hiatus. Might break it tonight.
Oof.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Don't let recency bias fuel your decisions.
I know.
I do.
Because that's the problem, is that if I come back to betting tonight, I'm going to hammer money in the account, and then I'm just going to expect the Oilers to win 8-1 tonight, and I'm going to be let down.
Yeah, just go with a conservative bet. If you're back in, you
Yep.
just kind of, like Caleb Jones back in the lineup, conservative game, don't give up much. Just put something and just kind of get the momentum going.
I agree. So on that note, I will be betting a Caleb Jones goal. I like what you mentioned there.
You are? Can you
just
find odds on that?
said, yeah, you just said Caleb Jones goal. Bet on him. I will be betting on a Caleb Jones goal as well as a Patrick
If you can
Russell goal.
find it.
Actually, let's take a look right now. Let's see if we can.
I couldn't find
Oilers
it.
are minus 125 on the money line. To score tonight, we got some odds here. McDavid plus 102 to score. That's absurd. It's essentially a pick 'em for him to score. 50-50 chance.
It's nuts.
Which is wild. Draisaitl's plus 120. I know Bag Milk this afternoon. I believe his degenerate Bag Milk pick today was Tyler Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was Tyler Ennis. He's playing at plus 500. Josh Archibald plus 420. Dominic Cahoon plus 400. Tyson Barrie, always a popular pick on this show, plus 400. Jay, where are you looking tonight? Puck line, money line, player props? What are you thinking?
Well, I think I'm going to go, because I don't know what to expect. Like, Vancouver has been in a rut, and at some point they're going to break out of that. So I'm expecting, they're going to be, tough competition tonight. So I'm scared to go puck line tonight. I think it's going to be a tighter game. Whatever. It obviously might not be and probably won't be, but I'm not willing to kind of go that direction. So I'm just minus 125 to me is very comfortable. It pays well enough. So I'm definitely going to go money line. I feel like Leon offensively, even though he's been putting up points, still hasn't been like he's had some moments, but like I still feel like there's like a breakout game
Yeah.
and like something really crazy. Like, and he's had a few, but like it just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like like he's putting up a ton of points, but
we're not
feels like him and
seeing-
Connor McDavid are like so far apart in terms of production.
We're not seeing the same. Like, listen,
It's optics. Like, the numbers are all close.
This isn't
so-
me narking on Draisaitl at all, but you know, it seemed like last year, every second game or even any given game, you would see him, bottom of the circle, the puck would come over, the big German wind up, and he'd be 12-6 in 2 seconds. You know what I mean?
Like his shots on net have kind of gone down.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's going to start kind of warming up here. So I'm hitting the dry over 2.5 shots.
Yep. I think that's a good
paying
play.
minus 140, which isn't I know it isn't going to make you rich, but I feel like it's a safe enough bet. Like I said, I'm going in tonight conservative, so I feel like that's a pretty solid conservative bet. But where I'm going to sprinkle to try to see if because I do like to chase the juice and get those those big pluses.
Yep.
Is like I said, Cahoon being reunited. I feel like Leon wants to set him up really bad for a goal, and I feel like Cahoon's going to be in a position to bury that. So I'm gonna dabble and cheer on the reunion.
Yep.
And go Cahoon for plus 400.
And here's something to kind of take this as you will, but I was doing some research this morning, Jay. Exactly 1 year ago today, February 23rd in 2020, last year, the Oilers played in LA. They won 4-2. Draisaitl had an unbelievable goal that night. It was a tic-tac-toe play between none other than Connor McDavid, Caleb Jones, and Leon Draisaitl. Jones finished that night at just over 20 minutes time on ice, 2 assists plus 2. So take that as you will. Caleb Jones drawn back in the lineup a year ago today. He had 2 assists. So it's going to be a good one tonight. This is, I'm not classifying this as a trap game, but you're coming off an emotional weekend against the Calgary Flames. No. It's a Tuesday night, 8 o'clock stinker. You're playing the Canucks, and it's just
get the job done.
Just get the job done.
This is like Friday against the Flames. Like, just go there and get the job done. And because we should beat them. Yep. We should beat them. Does that mean we're going to beat them? Who knows? I'm willing to bet on it. But this is a team we should beat. So I'm really hoping. But we're also on this crazy heater, and that's the thing that's concerning me. Is we're on this crazy heater. At some point, we are going to take a loss here. Yeah. So I just hope we can win both games in Vancouver, and then go to Toronto and win that series 2-1.
9-2 in their last 11 games. Oilers in Vancouver tonight. There are exciting news for you uniform nerds. They're going to be playing both games in the reverse retro.
Yeah, and then that's it for the season, right?
Yes, that's it for the season. I know that the Oilers internally are jockeying with the NHL, trying to wear them a few more times. I would like it if they did. I did a little ranking today of how I ranked the reverse retros in the NHL. I had the Oilers one in the elite category.
Of course.
Jay, I think you'd agree.
As you should.
It's a great sweater.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Oilers are winning, but they're going to look good. They're going to be buzzing. Those orange pants, you can't. That's blinding. Like, Vancouver's in for something. They're just going to.
You're wearing your secondary jerseys on the road.
Yeah.
Good night. Wait, does that mean Vancouver's going to be wearing theirs as well? You think? If they are, the Oilers might win.
Okay, yeah.
No, if both teams are wearing their reverse retros, Oilers might win 10-0. There's no way the Canucks take the ice with any sort of confidence in those unis. They are disgusting.
Yeah.
Those gradient green and like blue things. Who thought of that?
You can't feel good about it. You can't.
It's look good, feel good, play good.
Why didn't they bring back the V?
Yes.
That's the jersey you bring back. Is the V. Yep. The boys would be buzzing with the V. Actually, you know what? I'm glad they didn't bring back the V.
Yeah, bring back those nasty.
Yeah, don't bring back the jersey that's going to help them win.
Dwayne Neufeld says Van is wearing their reverse retros. Ooh. On that note, Jay is going to have a train of thought change. He's actually betting Oilers -2.5.
I might have to, because I said those orange pants, those things
are dangerous.
They're dangerous.
Those are dangerous.
They are fast, and the boys are going to feel good in it. And like I said, Vancouver won't it's just going to be this flash of orange.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fucked. There it is.
Oilers Canucks at 8 o'clock puck drop at Rogers Arena in Vancouver. Enjoy tonight's game, bet responsibly, and we will see you on Thursday for another edition of the Nation